I'm Zach Jellev, and this is Opinion Under Review. But today, guys, we're live in the studio. We're going to be debating some of the hottest topics in the world of football, and of course, going head-to-head with the fans. There might be a few faces you recognise.
So he's interrupted to tell me what I said. Commentator said, "Oh, we hate to see that." Who's we? Like, I like to see that.
I don't want to be in the big six. You can keep your own little fan group, you know, your little monopoly. I don't want to be in. I don't want to be in, yeah.
This is a disgrace to Aston Villa. Sunderland are bigger than Newcastle United.
I desperately want them to go down. I want them to go down more than I want Chelsea to win the FA Cup.
I only got to have it once in my 34 years of living.
Has the game gone, and who's going to replace Spurs in the top six? Well, let's find out what I've got to say. All right, our first debate. The game has gone. It's quite open-ended there, guys, so somebody take the seat. Steve, come on.
You going? I was going to say, obviously, because of the age. Because of the age, I want to hear it, man. I've seen it from its birth, man.
Age before beauty.
What's your opinion on that statement?
Listen, what is the game? Is an important question. Let's fast forward it to where Arsenal are winning games with set pieces, and people say the game's gone because of that. And I'm looking at it thinking, hang on, the geezer missed that 3 years in a row. He's thought of a way to win, and we're saying the game's gone. That's tactical nous. You know
Is
what
it
I mean?
not more so things like the time wasting, taking a minute per throw-in, a minute per corner?
They call it now the dark arts, and they didn't do that in my day. No, you would get in trouble calling it dark arts with me on the pitch. But in my day, it was worse. You're stepping on toes, you're diving. They say if you get touched in the box, go down. Like, that's what we used to get told from youth team to when I was a pro. The things now, where I think the whole world and the culture's gone a bit softer, which rightly so. It needed it in some places. I think it's gone through to football, where you see players that are rivals.
Best mates.
Yeah. Now, it was too far back the other way, Zach, you know what I mean? Back in the day when England had Gerrard and all of that. We didn't like that. So what I'm saying is, it depends who you're talking to. They're going to say either the game's maybe improved or they're going to say it's got better.
But do you enjoy watching football now? You stick on any game on the Premier League right now. Do you enjoy it as much as you did maybe 10 years ago?
Do I enjoy the game? I watched the game, I think it was the last Liverpool-Arsenal game, where Arsenal just sit back and they absorb, and then wait for maybe a set piece or a counter-attack, and that's how they win the game. It was just so boring.
A lot of teams sit back against Arsenal, though. If you're talking about the last Liverpool-Arsenal game, I was there, and I really hated watching
Those games were rubbish, Steve.
Liverpool were just sat back.
Both games were rubbish.
So he's interrupted to tell me what I said.
No, but you're saying Arsenal.
He's saying
we don't do that.
No, I didn't say it was either. I'm just saying, just giving you two examples of the top team in the league, and it was a terrible team. It was shocking. Am I enjoying football? I will always enjoy football. I love the game. But is it the same? Is it as good? The game's not fully gone.
But it's going.
Yeah, it's like an auction. Going.
Gone.
I don't agree. Can I get on there?
Yeah, jump in. Stephen, well done, mate. Well done, Stephen. Welcome.
Listen.
I feel like it's also worth how we do it. I feel like it's worth giving the context of which teams everyone supports as well. So who do you support?
Man United, best team in the world, best team in...
Couldn't you tell from the Manchester accent?
I like that. That's good.
Firstly, before jumping on what Steve said, the game is gone. What does that statement mean to you?
For me, the game is gone. It's like the game is just boring now. Back in the days, we had players like Cantona, Ibrahimovic, players like Beckham with personality. In today's game, there's no characters, do you know what I mean?
What about Yamal, Vinny?
It's just so exciting. Did they excite you?
Yamal, yes.
Yeah. But are there as many as there was?
Probably not, because the game's less individualistic because of the coaching and like how intense it is. It's money, basically. Teams don't want to give anything away, but have you ever watched a game from like 2004? It's horrendous. During COVID, right, I watched back so many games. It's just boom, boom, boom. And then a bit of individual quality, yeah. The game itself is terrible, but you look at the Liverpool-Man City games from like 3-4 years ago, they're some of the best games you'll ever watch.
I agree, the quality is better now, but the excitement, man, like...
Well, Man United, one of the most exciting teams in the world at the minute. The game against Bournemouth not long ago.
What? I'll take it, mate.
What? You don't enjoy watching Man United at the minute?
One of the most excited teams, like...
In the world, yeah, they are.
Let him go, I agree. Keep going.
Yeah, Yeah, because they can't really defend, but they have a go going forward. They're excited.
But that doesn't make the football exciting. It just means that they're terrible defending.
No, the game's exciting.
Tottenham fan, Spurs fan talking about United.
The game, as you said, though, the game being exciting doesn't mean it's necessarily good for Man United. It's good for, and maybe that's the issue here, is that all the teams, you're right, that the teams are being safer with the way they want to play. They don't want to risk it.
They're better coached.
Look at Arsenal, generally. Arsenal, for years under Arteta, tried to be attacking, tried to have moments with the game, and what happened? They didn't win.
We're talking about the best team in the world. Yeah. The best players are a centre-back and a defensive midfielder. What are we doing? There's no excitement no more. Do you know what I mean?
What about the Chelsea team with the best defensive record?
Yeah, but they
I think their back four was still...
No, but their best player wasn't.
They still have players up front that would make the team.
Joe Cole and Damien Duff. Joe Cole. He'd be Arsenal's best player right now. Come on. Of course he would be.
He was amazing. If he could stay fit.
Yeah.
Joe Cole.
Tom, you agreed with that. Joe Cole being Arsenal's best player right now.
No, he wouldn't be their best player.
Okay. You're on the wind up.
He couldn't be their best player.
He's getting the team over Martinelli. He's getting over Martinelli, yeah.
He's better than Eze for sure.
I'm not getting into Joe Cole today. I think he's overrated.
Football's gone, Zach. Football's gone. Come on, Joe Cole.
Do you feel it has? Is there any way of it coming back?
I think when Man United get back, the game is back.
Yeah, this is the problem.
Life is better. I'm going to leave it there.
Kobe, well done, brother.
I'm leaving it.
Well done. Garrett, welcome. No skin in the game. West Brom fan.
Oh yeah, this is the worst time of my life as a football fan. But I don't think the game has gone. Define the game going.
Well, that's the thing. It's an open-ended question.
Yeah.
For you, if you think it's not gone, why is it not gone?
But it's basically our age. Obviously, we all preferred football and life when we were all 8, 10, because it was the best time of our lives, wasn't it? Yeah, it's true. It's pure nostalgia. If you look back at some of the games, like I did during COVID, during those times, they're so bad. Everyone is wide open. You can walk through defences. Back then, I used to watch stinky games as well, like Bolton against Blackburn.
Sorry to come in there, but you're right. Technically, and it's so much better. It's like watching amazing defenders in each position, amazing tackles. They can all touch the ball. They can all take it under pressure. Back in the day, because it was so open, you didn't have 11 coaches on the pitch in each team.
Yeah.
That does make it more excitement, and ain't exciting, and ain't football meant to be exciting? Ain't that why we're here?
Well, football's about goals. Football's about goals, but there's always a narrative that there's no goals in the Premier League. But I'm sure, last year or the year before, there was a record amount of goals. But people act like every game's 0-0 or 1-0. It's not.
Does it not feel
that
specifically this season feels bad?
It's because the best team in the league are playing a certain style of football, which some people find. Basically, you usually associate the best team in the league or the best team in the world playing the best football.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But like you say, Arsenal are doing it for good reason. They want to win.
I always think football is like a circle at times.
It's like fashion.
Yeah, exactly. It will come back round. We're in an era at the moment where it is direct. It's about being more compact, not letting chances slip like Arsenal have kind of done this season. And it takes a manager, a player, which gets you goals that wins you games, then everybody else suddenly starts trying to do the same.
But also, another thing that I think makes it more boring, per se.
Sorry, boys. Look. When you like.
I also think another thing that makes it maybe more boring is the worse the teams are better now.
Yeah,
so it makes it harder to beat.
Everyone wanted that though, Tom. When it was United, Arsenal, Chelsea, we prayed for them, especially that team.
Let's get the late man on. Let's get the late man on. Rory, come on, mate.
Get on here.
How are you, brother?
Very good.
The statement is the game is gone.
It's gone. I completely agree.
No, of course it does.
I completely agree.
How so? What is that to you? Because it's quite open-ended.
I'll tell you one major reason. I think there's been a distinct erosion of Mavericks, and that's what I think makes football beautiful. I think if you ask any kid what they want to be when they're young, they all want to be a Ronaldinho, a Paul Gascoigne, whoever, Lionel Messi. Nobody wants to be a great system footballer. Nobody grows up dreaming of being a great cog in an efficient machine. And I think that's what footballers are now. There has been a moment in the Premier League, a realisation where it's become more about the system than the individual. Good individuals are often sacrificed for the sake of the system. Mm-hmm. And it works. There is certainly a worrying trend that it works.
It doesn't make sense to rely on an individual to win games.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It just doesn't.
Yeah. Are we surprised?
Look at when you lost Elise.
Yeah.
Right.
We lost Elise, lost Zaha.
Once you lose that player, then
you want to pick up with individual brilliance. It was the blend of the two that won us the cup.
You have more chance of succeeding though by leaning into the system rather than individual brilliance.
Yeah, you do.
You do. So I don't necessarily think that means the game's gone though. That just means that these big teams who are so used to winning because of the brilliance of individual players, you're now actually having to earn your titles, and shock when that happens, you don't actually win as many.
No, but do you know what I think it also becomes, Lewis? I don't think players like Matt Le Tissier would get in a side now. I don't care how much someone tracks back when they're capable of doing that. Like, I've never ever thought about Dennis Bergkamp and gone, did he work hard enough? I don't think that should apply to every footballer, but it seems to now.
Can it come back? Is there a way of it coming back?
Yeah,
Or do you think it's
absolutely,
gone forever?
absolutely. But I think we've seen glimmers of it. Like say use Italian football as an example. Probably the most romantic nation for football. Whether you think immediately Del Piero, Totti, Zola, there's always been that style of player. They had Scamacca up front. I don't think
that goes in cycles, and it's like Belgium were crap when we were younger, but now they've had some of the best players in the world.
It might be good, actually. It might be good to get Luca up from someone who's not a kind of Premier League full-on perspective.
Get in there,
as someone who doesn't support a Premier League team, the statement the game is gone. Do you resonate with that in the current scenario of football?
I sort of sit between Rory and Tom, because I understand what Tom's saying. On the one hand, like, football has become very systematic, and teams now are a lot better than they were in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. But on the one hand, I also agree with Rory, because I think the systems have taken away from the individual brilliance. Like, I was watching the Carabao Cup final the other day when Cherky was doing kick-ups. The commentator
everyone
said,
hated him.
Yeah, and the commentator said, "Oh, we hate to see that. We don't like to see that." Who's we? Like,
It's French, bro. We.
I like, yeah, we're not in France. Like, no, we. I preferred football in the 2010s, but that's just when I grew up. So naturally, like, I'm more inclined to that.
Kind of goes back to Tom's argument.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all subjective at the end of the day, but like...
The Shirky point's huge, though. That's a great example to use. Because if you think about what Shirky did, I don't know if you heard it, but I heard Alan Pardew talking. He was absolutely... It was 3 kick-ups. Like, it was 3... It wasn't showboating. Like, showboating's great, right? Joe Cole's one of my favourite players. Showboating's great. But it wasn't even... It's showboating in the modern standard. 3 kick-ups. It's like, that shows you how far away from showboating we've gone.
What frustrates me is the anger and the frustration towards these Mavericks in football. That's where I sort of like look at it and think, well, football changes in cycles, but these plays are still important. I always bring it back to... you guys remember the Nike Last Game advert from 2014 before the World Cup?
It's iconic.
When it was like the robots against the footballers and they had to win to take over football. And back then it was almost like, oh, these robotic players are evil, they're taking over football. That's how the ad almost portrayed it. And the footballers won, and maybe it's just my age and I grew up with that. That always stuck in my mind. And I think football's become that robotic system where there's not enough time for these kind of Mavericks. And I think the frustration towards these individuals is what kind of highlights the game has gone, at least in my eyes.
All robots, 100%.
Luca, mate, well done. Smashed it. Smashed it. Anybody else want some final thoughts or opinions? Ollie.
Super Eagles. People have been saying the game's gone forever.
Yeah.
The game's always gone. Like when Pep came in and people started playing out from the back, the game was gone. Oh, mate, all the defence is just so porous now. There's no hard men, no personalities in football. And then teams come in and like play for set pieces. Do you remember the Barclaysman trend? When it was like comps of Roy Delap, long throws. People were like, mate, that's football. And now
we hate
the game. It's just you always want what you can't have. I agree that it's been a bit tough to watch at times this season. Like, it's not as entertaining, but like it's an oversaturation. There's so much football and we watch every game. I saw a video the other day talking about Arsenal's Invincibles, and it was like you didn't watch like 2/3 of their games. They weren't even on TV. So when they're drawing 0-0 or 1-1 at home to Portsmouth, like, people aren't watching it.
My dad was saying football's gone in the 90s, by the way.
Yeah, my dad said
people just love to complain, mate. It's fun.
It's a very good point.
And people will never stop whinging, no matter what. Just like you said, Ollie, about the throw-ins. Like, genuinely, when I saw long throw-ins coming back, it just gave me such a flashback to Stoke City.
But now it's Arsenal. Arsenal shouldn't play like Stoke.
We don't expect the best team in the league to play like that.
No, but I'm talking about like Brentford coming back, obviously.
No one moaned about Brentford doing it though, because Brentford have to find a way to win. Arsenal don't have to play that way.
I think it is fair to say that if it's about the Maverick argument, they're going to win the league this year. They're the best team in the country, no doubt. But not one of their front four is worthy of a...
They won't even get in the team of the season. They won't get in the team of the season.
But that proves that it's gone to some degree, doesn't it? That proves to some degree it's gone.
Who in the Premier League is going to become a legend right now? Speaking right now.
Well, they're trying to say Bruno Fernandes, aren't they?
OK, boys, that is enough time on The Game Has Gone. What do you guys think at home? going to say this next one. Who replaces Spurs in the Big Six? At the time of recording, Spurs are just above the relegation zone. There's only one man who can come up first. Come on then, welcome. George, welcome, mate. How are we doing? Who replaces Spurs in the Big Six?
No one does. Okay, right, hold on, okay. Right, first of all, there's the whole narrative around what the Big Six was in the first place is wrong in my opinion. It was always the top four originally, because it was always Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal. Then City came along with their money, started doing well. We had our Pochettino era, we started doing well, and that's when, Arsenal fell off. I think around that period, Liverpool weren't as good until Klopp came in, Man United sort of fell off after Sir Alex Ferguson. So, because we were there for so long and we had built like this, massive club at the time, I think we sort of, the narrative was created that there is this Big Six. And at the end of the day, it's not just about how well you're doing as a team, because we hadn't won a trophy until last year anyway. So it wasn't ever built on about the success of the club. It was the fact that we had some of the largest revenue, top of the Deloitte table. I don't know if any of you can. For me, it's more about like the actual size of the club, and where we were for like quite a while.
But if you were to go down, which is a genuine possibility, surely you also agree you can't be considered in the Big Six at that point if you're playing in the Championship.
You're not in the league.
No, I think we still will.
You think you're still in the Big Six at that point?
Yeah, it's not possible.
Really?
It's not possible.
Big Six doesn't exist.
The Big Six of the Premier League.
The Big Six of English football, yes, but surely to be in the Big Six, you've got to be in the Premier League. Do you guys agree that? Do you guys agree that Spurs?
The Big Six just doesn't exist. You explained it perfectly. Like the time when everything you summed up perfectly. There was a Big Six. Pochettino, you had like your City's money. That kind of it made sense. It doesn't exist now. Spurs be in the Championship. Liverpool yo-yo.
But it does exist. If I said to you the Big Six right now, you think of those clubs.
Yeah, because it's a marketing term. It exists in Athens, but
that is what we're talking about.
Actually, the Big Six clubs.
That's why nothing will change. It's all financial.
Even if they're in the Championship.
The seventh big one, whoever that is, Villa or Newcastle or whatever, are so far below them revenue-wise, and because of PSR, you can't get there. It's impossible to break into it now. Impossible. Newcastle have seen that. Villa are seeing it. It's impossible.
I also think as well. I also think no matter how bad we've been.
Hold it, I'm going to bring you up in just a second. You're going to come up in just a second, Lewis.
We're actually 12th, man.
I also think that no matter how bad we've been, people still love to talk about Spurs.
Because you're so bad, though.
You get relegated.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to sort you in for Lewis quickly. Lewis, you jump up because you could be a competitor.
Thank you.
You could be a competitor. Welcome.
Thank you, man.
Do you think Newcastle should be replacing Spurs in the Big Six?
I'd like to say, first off, I don't want to be in the Big Six. You can keep your own little fan group. You know, your little monopoly. I don't want to be in.
We don't want to win anyway.
I don't want to be in, actually. But if there was to be anyone to go in, it has to be only Newcastle. Newcastle, the richest team in the world. Unfortunately, the Big Six aren't a fan of letting you use it. Yeah. But there's finally some new stadium plans. There's finally the plans for the training ground, state of the art. We've got land acquired. Everything's moving forward now where it's, if there's anyone to take that spot, it has to be Newcastle. Now, admittedly, I actually think that the team that are more likely to take it is Aston Villa, but logically,
historically,
we're the only team who can financially do it. Aston Villa have actually followed in our wake a bit, where now they're going to have a brutal transfer window.
You don't earn the money, Lewis. You have rich owners. There's a huge difference, isn't there, between having rich owners and generating.
Our revenue has tripled over the last season. Like, it is going to naturally happen.
No, but the reason that Tottenham, part of the reason that Tottenham get in is Tottenham make more money than Liverpool, like make more money on a match day than Liverpool. The reason that matters is because we saw a situation once where QPR were the richest club in the world. Their fans were singing the richest club in the world. They had Eccleston and Mitchell.
Do you think Newcastle, as the size of a club, forget comparing us, do you think that team has the potential, if they do happen to get this revenue up, do you think the size of the club is big enough to make it into the Big Six? That's a no-brainer. Of course, they're a big enough club to do it.
From another club who made it into the Big Six. Yeah. Booby, you come up, Booths. Well done, Lewis. Well done. You're welcome.
21st one.
Someone who also supports a newly Big Six side.
Yes, it's a little bit new.
The old boys. What are your thoughts?
This is a disgrace to Aston Villa. Newcastle aren't the biggest club in the North East. Sunderland are bigger than Newcastle United. And we wind up Tottenham fans about the lack of trophies, but they won a league title more recently than Newcastle United. It's nearly a century, except the League Cup. that Newcastle United won a major trophy. Like, it's terrible. Newcastle aren't a massive club.
That's an outdated argument. In the last few seasons, we've had two
league.
Champions League qualifications and a trophy.
I think if we talk about trophies...
Crystal Palace in the Big Six.
Just winning trophies doesn't get you into the Big Six. That's why Spurs are in.
No, he's on about the success as a club. So if he's comparing the success of Newcastle, you can't then start talking about Mike Ashley. You have to go under the new Newcastle, under this ownership.
Let's just be real. This season, Sunderland did the double over you, 100%. They were in the Championship last season. These are the facts. And Aston Villa won a European Cup. So sometimes the size of the trophy does matter because the European Cup is unbelievable. Aston Villa, they're the biggest club in the second biggest city in this country. Newcastle United, below Hull City, Sunderland, Middlesbrough in the northeast. Like, it does matter.
Do you believe in the Big Six?
Yeah, of course, because Manchester City probably made it. It was a big four when I was a kid. It was probably Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, and Liverpool. Yeah. So I think Man City made it a big five, and Spurs in there as well.
Does it matter?
I think it does matter. I don't even think fans start. Yeah, I think all the other games.
Do you think if Spurs go down, it hurts the Premier League?
No, I think it means it's a ringing endorsement for the health of the league, that we're not in an American league where everyone's protected and no one can get relegated. It's one of the healthiest things to happen. Yeah. They've been rubbish. They haven't executed their transfer strategy. They brought in terrible managers that aren't good enough for the league, and their players don't care. And the fans don't deserve to get relegated, Tottenham, of course not. But their ownership does. What they've done
the Premier League is a worse place. Like, I want it to happen. I want the Premier League to be a worse place. But if you remove all bias, and the question is about the Premier League. Is the Premier League a better place without Tottenham, or a worse place without Tottenham? Wow. And I want it to be worse. I desperately want them to go down. Probably. I want them to go down more than I want Chelsea to win the FA Cup. Like, that's how much I want them to go down. Obviously, it's a worse place.
Can I just defend EFL? I love the Championship.
Well done.
I was like League 72.
Yeah. I want to hear from John. I want to hear from John. Come up to the chair. As a Fulham fan, welcome.
Thanks,
as a Fulham fan, not necessarily loads of skin in the game for either side. Yeah. You already mentioned earlier you're not a massive fan of the Big Six term anyway.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on
Well, it was just marketing. I think it was summed up perfectly. It made sense at the time, but now you can't have a Championship side be in the Big Six. I also disagree that the league's worse for having Spurs down there. Why?
Because when you support a Premier League team, sometimes going to football can be a chore. When you're playing Brighton at home, when you're playing Bournemouth at home, it's a chore. You go, but it's a chore. When you're playing Tottenham, there's a spring in your step. When the fixtures come out at the beginning of the season, the first fixture you look for, Tottenham away. When are we going to Tottenham away? Who can sort me a spare for Tottenham away? That's what you're looking forward to.
For Chelsea.
I think a lot of clubs.
Spurs is not, as an Arsenal fan, the most exciting game for me for the season.
I don't believe you.
It's not. I know we're going to battle them anyway. I don't care. Like, we're going to battle them. Go on then. Honestly.
Okay.
So they don't win anything else.
Can it, son, right? Can it? As an Arsenal fan, the Spurs game is not the most exciting game of the season.
What is that?
Yes, we're going to beat them. I love a Liverpool away. I really, really want to. I want to win that game more than I want to win Spurs away. Absolutely. City away. I want to win that way more than I want to win Spurs away. At the end of the day, the thing is, right, I think if we lost more, if it was more competitive, then I would be a little bit more up for it. But at the same time, I see now the Spurs derby, like, I see it the same as when we go and play West Ham. They beat us. No. They beat us more. You hate each other. We go to West Ham away, and I'm like, the London Stadium, like, they made us slip up a couple of times. Listen to me here.
Just be clean, Westfield.
No matter what, whether we're in a title race or you need Spurs to beat us to get to drop points against, no matter what, we will always beat us. As a neutral, are you telling me you enjoy watching the...
the North London always beat.
You're not neutral? But you're not neutral. I'm saying, as a neutral, you don't. Like, why I'm saying, you're saying, like, it'd be crap for the league if Spurs go down.
It would be the biggest derby
I don't really see the monkeys. There's no North London derby. I don't care that we beat you.
Can I just tell you, from a West Ham fan that doesn't have Millwall in the same league, when we was in the Championship, I think it's 2012, we got to play them. And in fact, my mate, not name dropping here, but Henry Lansbury was on loan and we beat Millwall 1-0. It was the greatest day of my life, but I only got to have it once in my 34 years of living.
Yeah, You reckon it being...
You genuinely wouldn't care if they go, like, you wouldn't miss them a little bit just to beat them?
No.
Just to beat them?
If they went down, I think Spurs, they need a little stint in the Championship. Just to show that you are really that bad.
I hear it, man.
You're that level of bad,
I
do you know what I mean? Then the next year, then it's a bit more exciting. I think we pay you.
Well, it's going to be even more embarrassing when we beat you the next
too
time
often.
when we come back up, though.
Okay, yeah. You'll beat us.
All right. We'll end it there. Who replaces Spurs in the Big Six? We didn't really come to a decision.
Villa.
So there we have it. That's us done with Opinion Under Review. Some big things said there. The biggest thing, Steve-O's 34. Wow. Boys, congratulations. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much to the Six. Like, subscribe. We'll see you very soon.